We're going to begin tonight with a sudden surge in cases of coronavirus across the country. At the same time, the government is warning that the financial damage caused by the pandemic will last for years. Tonight, the head of the Federal Reserve says Congress may need to do more to help those who are out of work, saying millions of Americans who lost their jobs will not get them back, even after the country fully reopens. Tonight, there are more signs the country is reopening and some people are going back to work. AMC, the world's largest theater chain, says it will start showing movies again in July. And vacationers are back on the sands of Miami Beach tonight. But that comes as we're learning 16 states are seeing dramatic increases in cases since Memorial Day, including in Texas and Arkansas, where hospitals there are facing record numbers of coronavirus patients. And as we come on the air, more than 112,000 people have been killed by the virus nationwide. And there are nearly 2 million confirmed cases here in the U.S. Tonight, CBS News has learned the president's coronavirus task force is privately warning governors there could be an even bigger spike in cases following those protests over the death of George Floyd. Floyd's brother was on Capitol Hill today calling for change to the nation's policing practices during an emotional hearing just one day after Floyd's funeral in Houston. Well, there's a lot of news to get to tonight, and our team of correspondents is standing by. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez is going to lead off our coverage tonight in Miami. Manny?
Well, Florida is one of the states with infections on the rise. More than 1,300 new coronavirus cases were reported in the state just today. In other states, the concern is the strain new cases are putting on hospitals.
2 weeks after the Memorial Day holiday, some states are not only seeing a spike in coronavirus infections, but a surge in cases filling up hospitals. Texas reports more than 2,000 hospitalized, a record high. Arkansas hit a record too. And in Arizona, officials urged hospitals to fully activate emergency plans, as nearly 80% of adult ICU beds are full. Some hospitals say they've already reached capacity. CBS News obtained audio of the president's coronavirus task force telling governors they're worried about a spike in infections due to recent protests. This was Dr. Deborah Birx on the call.
It does worry me because not everyone was in a mask, and some people were shouting. And we don't know the efficacy of masks with shouting.
It all adds up to a pandemic Dr. Anthony Fauci calls his worst nightmare. He had this reminder.
Masks can help, but it's masks plus physical separation.
Federal Reserve Chief Jerome Powell says unemployment will likely fall to 9.3% by the end of this year and vows consumer support, holding down near zero interest rates through 2022.
We're not thinking about raising rates.
The push for a vaccine got a boost from the federal government, which reportedly announced it will fund and conduct 3 trials this summer involving roughly 30,000 people in more than 50 cities. A vaccine can't come too soon, as more places with crowds indoors, like movie theaters, plan to reopen. AMC announced a plan to open its doors next month. As for the outdoors, Miami reopened beaches for the first time in 3 months.
You happen to have a face mask?
Albeit with volunteers making sure people abide by the new social distancing and face mask rules.
We had to make sure that we have our masks on, and since we didn't have any, we'll have to go get some so that we can all be safe. That's the bottom line.
Today, the director of the Harvard Global Health Institute offered yet another sobering prediction that the U.S. could see another 100,000 coronavirus deaths by September. Nora?
Manny Bojorquez in Miami, thank you.